parking spot. What three words reference noticing shrubbery escape? And we are going this way. We're following the Pennine Way towards Top Withens, which is supposedly the site for Wuthering Heights, the inspiration behind it anyway. So you can walk further up the road and then take the road up, but we just took this little shortcut here, which is a bit muddy, a bit slippery, and sometimes there's a bit of dog poo on it. So there we go. And there we go. Walsher Reservoir, 1.5 miles. So we're going Top Withens, it's 3 miles. So the Pennine Way goes straight across there, across the dam wall, and then we carry on to this wall, which is another reservoir. However, I used to go that way, and I just carry on up the road and cross over. It just saves all that. So just continue along the road. At this point, we follow the Pennine Way this way. I just swallowed a fly. Horrific. We've walked from there, we walked to here, and then we need to cross over this little bridge. which for little doggies a bit difficult. Where are you, Betty? Let's get it. Pick you up. Good girl. Oh, there we go. And across we go. And now we follow here. Just be careful, because sometimes this has got water in it, and sometimes this is very slippery, and there's roots that come across. So lots of things to trip over, but the aspect is lovely. We're effectively heading all the way up over that hill that you can see. So you'll see lots of gates across, not gates, bridges. And you'll wonder, looking at this bridge, just how substantial it is. But it doesn't actually go anywhere. So I'm not entirely sure what that's about, but they did a cracking job rebuilding. There's some steps that go up there, but then they go nowhere. There's not even a stile going over the wall. So it's one of those things, one of those mysteries. Anyway, we're going to carry on all the way to the end here to another bridge. Okay, so the path comes to this, which is a bridge. We're going to carry on across the bridge. Now sometimes when you get here, this wall and this wall, well, this is a very wet part of the world, and quite often this is just unpassable. It's just all water. It's just all water. So you tend to go down here and round and bypass the bridge. So the bridge, if anything, just acts like a big container for water. We're going to go up to this other gate and then straight up onto the moor. So it might be easier to climb the gate because this style takes you over a very, very high wall. And you can see by the number of steps how high it goes. And one or two of them are loose on the top. But yeah, just come over that way, but you might find it easier to climb a gate. We now make our way up the path. You can see a post here. We've got 1.5 miles now to Top Withens, and this is your climb. So, but it's a nice moody day, and I don't believe rain is forecast, but I've got a waterproof coat with me. So there's the post, and that's your route up. So you follow the Pennine Way upwards and upwards and upwards. So that's the direction up here. Might even get a little bit of sunshine in a minute. Anyway, those are the reservoirs. There's another one, and we're carrying on up here on the Pennine Way. So the thing about this climb is there are many false summits. So I think this is the second false summit, or third, who knows, but you come up and you think you got there, and you come up and you think you've got there, and it keeps going. So we go around this corner, and I think there's more. One little landmark I've always got is there's a single little tiny fir tree growing over here somewhere. It's tiny. I'll show you back here. So today I'd hoped to get to the Lake District, but with the weather forecast being a bit meh, and with there being a few days this week where there have been thunderstorms, I didn't think it prudent to go. I suppose I'm not going to tackle the wind rights just for the sake of tackling the wind rights. I want to see them. I did a horseshoe some years ago in Clyde, and then now I'm looking at photographs of it on other people's Instagram feeds and thinking, good grief, that's beautiful. But I saw none of it. And that was the Kentmere horseshoe. So today, potted around on the allotment, and now this. And the last time I came up here was just after Christmas. I came up with two girls that wanted to know and see, because they were fans of the Brontes, Top Withens, which is supposedly Wuthering Heights, And when I got to this part, the heavy rain that had been falling back there, I thought they would have turned back at the heavy rain, but they persevered. And by the time I got here, it was a full-on whiteout. It was excellent, you know. I'm glad I knew the route. But we got over to Top Withens, and one of the girls, who I don't really know, but I do know that she's something of a diva, she started going all hypothermic, and I think it was mostly put on, to be honest. But you just don't know, you know, and that's the thing. She wasn't doing anything to help herself. You know, we were hugging her, we were rubbing her, we gave her a warm drink. I think she just thought, I've gotten here and I don't fancy the walk back. Maybe someone will turn up, some Prince Charming will turn up and helicopter me out of here. But as you know, that isn't the case. You walk somewhere, you walk back. And anyway, a young lad came along who's training to be a Royal Marine, 14 years of age, and his dad was a little further on, over in Stanbury. So we just made our way to Stanbury and we got a lift back. But even then we had to drag the girl off the hill. And then once she's in the car, she's chatting away and happily talking and cracking jokes. And I thought, you're ashamed. Well, I was ashamed that I'd asked this person for help, and then, oh well. Anyway, that was the last time I came here, and it's much better on my own. I mean, there's nothing here. There's just nothing here. And it lends itself to being alone, or it lends itself to someone being alone whilst they're in this environment. Anyway, I'm coming up to the little tree. There's a single little fir tree over here, and it's tiny. You can just see it peeping above the grass. But that's always a little landmark for me. But yeah, this is a great route. It follows the Pennine Way for much of it, and yeah, it's wonderful. But it's not the lakes, and it's not a Wainwright, and it's not me knocking off Wainwrights, but it's near home. That's a good exercise all the same. So, you know, overnight. And like I said, there is the little fir tree. Looks like there's another one up there as well. but yeah. And that's the path ahead. So we should actually see Top Withens fairly shortly. So shortly after that tree, which I call my landmark, the land in front, the moor in front starts to drop away. And as it drops away, it reveals, well, it reveals the likes of Stanbury and Haworth and Top Withens. Here we go. That's the object, just over to there. Last time I came, there's all pink flowers here, plastic flowers. And the little bothies in there, but which would probably be locked, if I'm correct. Let's have a look. Actually, they were. It's open. There's not much in here really, but when the weather cracks in, you can see better on the back of the camera than I can with my own eyes. So I'm just going to walk a short distance over here because there's a tree over here. There's a couple of benches to sit and eat your lunch and just look out on the view. And here's something. So you got the top withens, 200 meters. I'm going down to this tree here, but you got top withens, and you got Stanbury 2.25 miles, Haworth 3.5 miles on the Pennine Way. But because the Brontes are just so popular with, I don't know whether it's Chinese or Japanese, you got part of the sign like that. So the route back is largely the same, largely the same. It is the same. So there and back route. I thought the sun was going to come out, but it didn't stay out for, well, let's just say we had a flash of it, a flash of sunlight, and it's gone. So, unless there's anything really interesting, I think this might possibly be the last clip that you get from this walk, as I make my way back across the moor, back to the car.